Hi everybody, it's Ike from IDK Paranormal and
Christine, hi.
We're out here in the middle of freaking nowhere, gold country. Also very spooky, haunted country. Today's our drink. We're drinking Monsters today.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Because we're driving and we don't drink beer when we're not driving. Wait a minute. You know what I said. We don't drink beer when we're driving. Right?
Or before we drive.
Or after.
Wait,
hey, let's give this a try real quick. This is Monster Energy Absolute Zero. Check it out. It tastes like a monster.
Yep.
Okay, then we have a couple other things. Pork rinds, brought to me by the fire chief. I think he's trying to say something, you know, pork police, you know. Pretty funny, but you know what? Funny as hell and tastes good. Huh?
Can't say no to that.
How you like that, fire chief? Yeah. More and more people are bringing me stuff for these videos. It's awesome. All right, so this is a hemp shirt. This is completely made out of hemp. It's badass. So look at the back. It says hempful. This is made by. I have no idea. I forgot the card.
You forgot the card.
But I'll give these guys a shout out in the next video. This is pretty awesome. So thank you very much. And I'm going to try this shirt out and see how it fits. Hold on. Bam! Wearing the shirt. What? How do you like that?
That was fantastic.
This is very comfortable. Hemp shirts. I like it. Okay, some people ask me what kind of dowsing rods I use. I've had these probably for about 5 years. They're brass and have like little brass sleeves on them. These things work amazingly well. Watch out now.
Oh God. Oh Lord.
Double blind studies and tests for these things. If nothing else, these will find electricity. It is amazing how you can walk up to a fuse box outside or inside your house, or a power line, and every single time as you get closer, they will start crossing. Every time. There's definitely something to these things. They're kind of sketchy in a way because they're so easy to manipulate. I mean, look, I can make this one move and you can't see my hand move. You know, left, left, left. How about some right, 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 right. Come on, go right.
That might be the win.
So you can't see my hand move, and I can make this thing do whatever I want. So it's entirely up to you, you know, not to manipulate these rods. Now, some people say that whatever's trying to communicate through these rods is doing it through you, and it's making you move your hands. Maybe, but they definitely work. So brass rods, awesome. Okay. Dowsing rods. We're back. We've got some technical difficulties. Our mics are screwing up something fierce. Batteries are dying. We've got our battery pack died with new batteries. Another thing we use is a millimeter. Millimeters are pretty cool. You'll see them on all the shows. They give out temperature reading and milligas readings. There's all kinds of settings and stuff. Pretty cool. Right now it's 64.9 degrees out here. And turn that sucker off. So, I had a question on my last video of what I thought the tree people might be. I have no clue. What I think of though when I think of tree people is I remember seeing a movie that was based on a real story in a town in Alaska where all the residents were seeing owls all the time. There were owls in the windows, owls in the trees and stuff. And then under hypnosis, it turned out they weren't really owls. They were like aliens or something. That's kind of what I think of when I think of tree people. But never caught one, so I don't know. Quick story. This happened probably 5 years ago, 4.5, 5 years ago. So I'm a lieutenant at the PD, and we get a call, or the officers get a call of a man and woman walking on the interstate real close to the white line. You know, they might be walking in traffic. So they send an officer out there to make sure everything's all right. The officer goes out there, and it was an old African lady. She was probably in her mid-70s, and her son, who probably was in his 40s. She was about like 5'4", really tiny lady, and he was probably 6'6". He was a big guy. The officer goes out there, and asks him if everything's okay, and just kind of stay away from the traffic lane because people are calling in. And they tell his officer, or the old lady tells the officer all kinds of things about her. And the officer gets kind of, freaked out, comes back to the office, and she knows I'm into this stuff, and she goes, I just had the weirdest thing happen to me. And I'm like, what happened? And she goes, well, I went out there to talk to those people, told them to stay off their lanes of traffic. And they were super nice. They didn't want any help, but they predicted a bunch of stuff about me nobody should know. Like I think her son was 2 or 3 at the time. They said, you have a two-year-old son or a 3-year-old son, and just knew a lot of things about her. I'm thinking, okay. So I said, where are they at? And she goes, they're up on the interstate. And I'm like, I'm going to go. So I drive out there just because I find it curious. And they're still there. They're walking. They're pushing a shopping cart. He is. And as soon as I get on the shoulder to pull up behind them, they turn around and face me, and they're like real friendly, just waving. And I walk up, and the guy goes, I knew you'd be coming out here. And I'm like, oh, okay, sure. Easy. That doesn't prove anything. And I walked up there, and I tell the lady, my officer was concerned because he knew a lot about my officer. And she goes, we know a lot about a lot of things. And they kind of like a Jamaican accent almost. It was kind of funny. And he's the one who says, yeah, we know a lot about a lot of things. And I'm thinking, yeah, they've probably seen our calendar. That's how they know a lot about a lot of things. Our police calendar, you're probably in a restaurant or something. So I said, well, tell me something about me then. And he smiles, and the old lady, she was kind of funny, man. She wore red lipstick on her eyelashes. You do that sometimes, right?
No.
Okay. But anyway,
Maybe.
She had red lipstick on her eyelashes, but super friendly. And she goes, you're the boss. And I'm like, well, that's, you're not telling me nothing. Got a bar on my shirt. And she goes, you have a son that's in the military right now, and you have a daughter. And I'm like, oh, that's good. Nobody ought to know that. And she goes, your son's not going to be very long in the military, but he's going to be fine. And I can't remember what she said about my daughter, but she knew about my wife. And she goes, you've been married for a long time, and you have a wife, a son in the military. He's going to get out pretty soon, but he's going to be fine, and you have a daughter. And I'm like, that's pretty freaking good. And I remember saying something like, how about give me some lottery numbers? They just laughed, and they're like, you were so funny. So I get back to the office, I'm so scratch-made. I'm like, wow, that's pretty amazing. How the hell did they know that? Because they weren't from this area. They were traveling through. And the captain, he's a captain now. He was a patrol officer back then. He goes out there because he hears us talking about it, and he goes, I'm going to chase him down and find out what he's telling me about me. And they're a little ways east of town, but he catches up to him, and and same thing. They tell him, you just recently went through a divorce. Your 2 daughters are great, and you're going to marry a blonde lady fairly soon, and you'll be happy. All of that has happened, later on. I mean, after the fact, like 3 years later, he married a blonde lady, and he appears to be happy. So somehow these people knew a lot about us. It was kind of fun but creepy in the same time, because these people know something we don't know. And what was really cool about it is they didn't ask for any help. They didn't want anything. They just we're traveling through, have fun, enjoy. So kind of cool short story. A shout out to Larry Lawson as always for his Indian River Hauntings channel on YouTube every Thursday. Support this guy. We're trying to make both our channels grow, and eventually we're going to be really big, and we're going to remember the people that helped us grow. We're going to start doing probably some ghost hunting videos also here pretty soon.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
We got some great areas out here. So like I said, this area we're in now, in the past we've caught some really crazy EVPs out here. Still planning on doing an EVP episode fairly soon. That takes a lot of work. And of course our Halloween special, we're going to have that also. Probably have a guest here pretty soon again. I hope you enjoyed the last show with an actual guest on the show. That was pretty cool, I thought. Other than that, thanks everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.